Hello everyone and welcome to episode 7 of MyGM on the Xbox One here on Klein92 TV. If you saw the last episode of this series, we were in the off season and we made some huge moves. I highly recommend that you go and see that video before you watch this one. And at the beginning of this video, I'm going to make a trade with the Charlotte Hornets. I'm going to give them Gerald Green for 2 players. The main guy that I wanted out of that deal was Luis Scola. And I know a lot of you are probably questioning why I just made that trade when I just signed Gerald Green in the offseason. And the main reason why I decided to trade him away was because I decided to give him too much money in the last episode. Currently, he is a 71 overall and he's getting older. And last episode, I decided to give him $5 million. And I think giving $5 million to a player that's going to come off the bench and play anywhere between 5 and 10 minutes a game, that's not really worth it in my book. On the other hand, Luis Scola I think is around a 74 overall, and he only has 1 year left on his contract. And let's not forget that our team, while we do have Lebron James, if you saw it in the last episode, we are in desperate need of big men. Right now, our 2 starting big men are Karl Anthony Towns and Derek Favors. Those guys are really nice players. But our backup big men are Kristaps Porzingis, and we don't know what he'll really turn into yet. And we also have Joel Anthony. Now, we all know Joel Anthony is a beast, but at the same time, we do probably need another big man to go alongside him. Joel Anthony often gets tired really quickly in this game, so when he gets tired, we're going to need someone like Luis Scola to come off the bench and substitute in for him. So let's head into the gameplay of this video. You can see that we are playing the NBA champions of this past year, the Golden State Warriors, with amazing guys like Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Harrison Barnes, David Lee, and Andrew Bogut. And we're going to need to do whatever we can to just stop their three-point shooting. But this game is being played in Utah, so we have the home court advantage. And let's not forget, this is also LeBron James' debut game with the Utah Jazz. For the first time in his career, he is playing in the Western Conference. After playing with the Heat and the Cavaliers, he decided to come over here to Utah and try to help us come off that pretty rough season last year. If you guys were following the series, last year I think we were the 7th worst team in the NBA. But I'm hoping that won't be the same case this year, because we have so many new players on this team, the best obviously being LeBron James, but we are definitely not the same team that we were just last year. Unfortunately, you guys may have noticed at the beginning of this video that right now we are 2-4. We did not have the best start to this season, but I'm hoping that we'll be able to pick it up because this Jazz team definitely deserves a top playoff spot. So heading into the gameplay of this video, the Jazz have a 3-point lead, and I know I only showed you the best highlights so far, but up until this point, LeBron James has not been playing like his normal self. I think to start the game, he went like 3 for 9 shooting, so he's going to pass it out to Tobias Harris at the 3-point line, and that goes through. But when LeBron was not making his shots, I had to go to other resources on this team. So Oladipo has the ball. He's going to give it to Karl Anthony Towns in the post, going up against Andrew Bogut, and that goes in off the glass. Welcome to Utah, Karl Anthony Towns. And let's not forget that we have 3 other first-round rookies on this team. Justice Winslow, Kristaps Porzingis, and Emmanuel Mudiay are all coming off the bench for us. About 3 minutes into the second quarter, LeBron James misses that open shot. They're going to run the break. Marcus Thornton passes it over back to Thornton for the layup. Great teamwork shown right there by the Golden State Warriors. So LeBron's going to call for a pick right here. He's going to take it, pass it out to Derek Favors. A nice little pick and pop right there, and that goes in to extend our lead to 7 points. Here is Justice Winslow at the free throw line. He will miss that, and you know in NBA 2K, whenever you miss a free throw or even make a free throw, that's a perfect time to run the fast break. Down by 8, the Warriors have the ball. They're going to give it to Klay Thompson in the corner, and I thought that was going to go in. I thought the Splash Brothers were going to strike. He would miss that, but they would get an and one immediately after. So we're getting close to the end of the first half. We're going to give the ball to Tobias Harris. I see Derek Favors down low. Stephen Curry goes for the steal, and Derek Favors with the one-handed slam. Hopefully we can see more of that later in this episode. So Derek Favors is playing some sloppy defense right there. He bit on the pump fake, and that would result in an easy layup. So the Warriors have the ball. They're going to give it to David Lee in the post with the fadeaway. That would not go in. Maurice Spates with the rebound. He misses that as well, and LeBron is going to run the fast break. There's a lob to Victor Oladipo over a Warriors defender, and that is exactly the spark we need to finish out the first half. There is Klay Thompson, and you know you can't give him even an inch of space. Even with that little space, he'll still make that shot. Here is Stephen Curry, and another three-pointer to end out the first half. So a pretty wild end to the second quarter, and we will go into the second half with a 9-point lead. Considering that the Warriors are one of the best teams in the entire NBA, the fact that we have a 9-point lead on them is pretty impressive within itself. LeBron James has 20 points at the end of the first half. Hopefully he can continue that going into the second. Derek Favors with 8 rebounds. And on the Warriors side of things, Stephen Curry hasn't really been producing offensively, but he does have 7 assists. The main guy that the Warriors have been looking to up until this point for scoring has been Klay Thompson. So starting off the second half, we're running the fast break again, and look at Dante Exum with that nice hop step over to the left side, and we have a double-digit lead right now on the Warriors. You're gonna see in the second half of this game, I decided to run a couple weird lineups. My favorite lineup that I ran in this entire game, other than the starters, was the rookie lineup where we had Emmanuel Mudiay at point guard. Victor Oladipo was the only guy playing there that wasn't a rookie, but he would play shooting guard. Then we had Justice Winslow at small forward, Kristaps Porzingis at power forward, and lastly Karl Anthony Towns at center. So that was a fun group of guys to play with, just to see what the future of this Jazz team will look like. Up by 7 points, the Jazz are running another pick and pop with Derek Favors. In the last episode of this series, I sent Derek Favors to the big man offense training camp, and that training seems to have really helped him out in this episode. You can see that the Jazz have extended their lead to 12 points, now up by 10. Emmanuel Mudiay has the ball. I'm getting a pick from Kristaps Porzingis near the three-point line, and he knocks that down. Not many big men in the league can make outside shots like Porzingis, so right now we have David Lee playing defense on Emmanuel Mudiay. He's going to cross him over, go to the left side, and get a tough layup at the hoop. That goes in, and we're trying to maintain this double-digit lead. We all know after watching the NBA Finals that the Warriors can have amazing fourth quarter runs, so we need to do whatever we can to just stop them from going on that run. There is less than 10 seconds left in the third quarter, and you already know we gotta give it to LeBron James. 2 seconds left in the post over Stephen Curry, and that goes in, so we take a 13-point lead going into the fourth quarter, and that is exactly what we needed. Now up by 18, we're running the fast break, giving it to Emmanuel Mudiay, over to Victor Oladipo, and a layup at the hoop. After that buzzer beater by LeBron James, the Jazz are starting to bust open this game. There's Maurice Spates missing a layup over Kristaps Porzingis. He gets the rebound and makes it right afterwards. So now we're going to give the ball to LeBron at the top of the key. They're going to bring on a double team, but you know with this Jazz team, there is not one player on this team that you can leave open. Everyone is an offensive threat. Emmanuel Mudiay made that jumper, and we have a 17-point lead. Great defense right there by Victor Oladipo. He's going to run out to the left, and a lob to the king himself. Over 2 defenders, I think that was, and the reverse slam at the end of that alley-oop. That should be the dagger. We are now up by 19 points, but Stephen Curry, he won't give up on this team. He's getting a nice and one right there. So Victor Oladipo has the ball up by 18. He's going to drive down low, and look at Draymond Green. The Warriors are playing dirty. They have no chance at winning this game, and for some reason, they're resorting to technical fouls. Looks like Draymond Green is going to be going out for the San Francisco 49ers after that play, but we need to make the Warriors pay for that. Victor Oladipo could have gotten injured on that, so here is Stephen Curry with the ball. He's going to pass it over to Klay Thompson. You can see that we have most of our backups out right now. I think this is the rookie lineup that I talked about earlier, but there is Andrew Bogut with the hook shot, up by 28 points. Victor Oladipo is playing defense on Stephen Curry. Curry breaks his ankles. Victor Oladipo hits the floor, and he knocks down that three. It would be too little too late, but it's time to get that revenge on Draymond Green. We're going to send the beast himself out there, Joel Anthony, for the buzzer beater, up by 25 points. This is meaningless. 7 seconds left. He has David Lee playing defense on him with the spin move. down low, and Joel Anthony with the slam at the hoop, and that will finish out the game. Joel Anthony would lead the Utah Jazz to a win over the defending champions Golden State Warriors. That should teach Draymond Green a lesson to not play dirty against us next time. And that last play of the game was the only play that Joel Anthony was actually on the court, but maybe in the next episode I'll give him a little bit more playing time. Here are your final game stats. LeBron James led the Jazz with a whopping 37 points, but we all know the real leader on this team was Joel Anthony with that dunk at the end of the game. So here are the conference standings. We are now 3-4. I'm surprised that we don't have a better record, but we can improve upon it on the next episode of this series. Anyways, I hope you guys had a fun time watching this video. Be sure to have a great day. God bless you guys.